What's going on, guys? This is Shroot Stack Squad. So today is going to be a little bit different video than what I normally do. There's no portfolio update. There's no, stock advice. None of that sort of stuff. This video is really going to be about motivation in, quite honestly, it's the market, but it's really in life, to be honest. So I want to give you a little bit of background and a little, because I know sometimes whenever you're in this money game and you're trying to build wealth, guys, you're going to go through some down periods. You're going to go through some real down periods. And I just want to explain to you why I'm able to preach some of this and how I understand that it's way easier to preach this and to actually practice this. So let me give you some background, guys. I know in one of my videos before, I explained a little bit about where I came from, that effectively, like, because my dad's like mental health issues, things like that. Around the age of like 15, we had like when I was 15, we basically had like no money at that point. Once I entered high school, let me just write this down. High school. So when I was 15, yeah, that's when really the money stuff started to come in, and like the fights and everything else like that. So between that age of 15 to all the way to the end of high school at the age of 18, guys, I cannot even tell you how many times I kept trying to find any job I could, anything possible. The amount of times that I tried applying to McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, ShopRite, oh my God, like I put out hundreds of applications like you could not believe. And I still remember there was only one place that interviewed me, only one place, when I was 17. It was this local pizza shop near my house. Actually, it wasn't even local. It was like a 20-minute drive. Yeah, now that I think, it wasn't even local. It was a 20-minute drive, and I went there, and they had an interview for me to be like whatever, some like bus boy or something. This was a 30-minute interview asking about. They wanted my school grades. They wanted my transcripts. They wanted to see. They wanted a letter of recommendation to wash dishes and stuff, guys. And they asked me all these other questions of my availability, experience, and I was doing it, and I answered it really well. I mean, I didn't work beforehand and all of this stuff, guys. You know what ended up happening? I put all this work into getting this one job just so I could make like $8-9 an hour, and I didn't get the job. I didn't get that job to just clean someone else's dishes. You know how low that can make you feel? That you're not even worth cleaning someone's dishes. You're not even worth working a minimum wage job. That feeling, and then when I go back home and I know the struggles I had to face and all the stuff, guys, that is the motivation, okay? That really is the motivation. Look, I'm telling you right now, so you see, this is the age, I'm talking to you this story from 15 to 18. I'm about to be 20, I'm 27 right now, but I'm about to be 28, in like 2 weeks. And I remember this to this day, guys. That feeling I had, and really what it was is, one day, one of my, all my friends and stuff, they wanted to go, it was like some ball that we had at school and things like. This is when I was in college, our first year. There was some like formal that we were all having, and I think this is when I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 at this age, and it was an entrance fee to get in of $25 per person. So it was you and a date. So there was this one girl I liked, obviously, and I wanted to go there. Now I thought this was going to be a free event, and when I found out it was $25, guys, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford $25, and this was $25 that I would have to pay for just myself plus her, and then like, if they wanted to probably get like some other crap that you're gonna have to spend money on and stuff. So you see, guys, at that age, at 19, I couldn't, and I had to tell them, hey, I made up some BS excuse like, oh, my parents need me home, or I forgot what, to be honest, I forgot what excuse I came up with. It was something, and this is something I want to share, guys. The guilt is really, this is, if I could highlight the motivation here, this is truly, at least for me. I know I've been reading everyone's comments, especially in the Discord. We're really starting to get to know each other, why everyone is doing what they're doing, where they're at. Guys, for me, this ultimately came down to that feeling of guilt, to be honest. That guilt when I was 18 and I couldn't get a job just cleaning someone's dishes. At 19, when I couldn't even just pay $25 for a day, and I like the lies I would have to say, and that's my other issue. Why did I feel the need to lie and say, why can't I just say, hey, I can't afford this? Because you know what it is, guys? This is where it hit me. In this society, honestly, in most societies in the world, people judge your value, and it's messed up. They judge your value based on your net worth. They think because you have enough money that you can afford this, you can afford that, you're of a higher value person than the other person. And that's not true. And honestly, that's not true, guys. That mindset, the person who's talking to you right now with like all this money and you know what I'm saying? That's the person I'm talking to you right now. You guys wouldn't listen to me when I was 19. And I get it because I had nothing to show for what I had. But you see what I'm saying? People would they would exclude you from certain groups. I know, I hear it. Like I talk to my cousins and stuff like that who are having this issue. And if you don't have if you're not part of a certain group because you can't go to certain events because you can't afford it, you're just out of the loop, guys. And this stuff starts when you're all the way in high school, and it continues when you're in college, after college, throughout the rest of until the day you die, guys. To be honest, money ultimately determines where you fall in this society. And it's sad. It's really sad, but that's just the way it works. And that feeling of knowing this is truly what got me going, guys. And that's why when I turned 19, you guys know my story. I was saying before, my dad got cancer and the money thing. I mean, this isn't a story about my whole life story. But you see, this is really where I took my research ability and I started looking up anything and everything possible. Because I'm like, if I can't even get a damn job working at a grocery store or a supermarket or whatever. Because to me, at that age, that was my ticket to success. Think of it. That was my ticket to success. I thought that an $8 per hour job was going to be able to give me my golden ticket to get out of this mess. And, I have to think, looking back now, I have to thank so much for never getting those offers, guys. For never getting stuck. Because I got that rejections so many times. It gave me, it pushed me to start researching other avenues, other side hustle gigs, and other different methods that I could have leveraged to get to the position I'm at today, guys. I ended up having to join the military, and that was really something that I would have never considered had this not been the situation. And from the military, I was able to leverage that into different work positions, and then do a different side hustle gig. Like I can't. You see, all of these things I'm talking to you about. It's not about what I was able to do. It's the mindset that I had going into it, guys. The mindset that I had ever since at this age of 19 is no different than right now at 28. And this is it's obviously adapted, it's been enhanced and all that. I know what kind of BS to look for, what not to. But you see what I'm saying? This right here is the spark, guys. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So when you're in this money market and you're seeing up and down, because look, this is what your portfolio is probably looking like. Up, and then you're going to go down, and then this. And what the hell, dude? If you start out here and then you end up at one point super high, and then you're now even less than when you damn started, you're gonna question, why did I even begin this journey to begin with? You know what you might be thinking. I don't know for myself when I was like this, I was like, dude, you should have just stuck. You were better off not investing. You were better off. No, but you see, this is what I want to let you guys understand. I thought that too, but this right here, whether you decide to stick it through this point to see yourself skyrocket up and adapt and change, that is where you learn, guys. Stop seeing this as I screwed up. Start seeing this as, where can I learn from this? Where can I learn from this? And how can I apply this? Because that's how you can slowly accumulate this wealth and perfect your strategies, perfect your investments, perfect who you want to be, guys. Who I wanted to be at this age and where I could see it going. And to be quite honest, at this age, when I was 18, 19, the last place I would ever see myself is right here at the age of 28 with net worth of what I have and the lifestyle. Actually, quite honestly, my lifestyle is really no different than when I was 19. I still drive the same car when I was 17. I still go for the cheapest things possible, guys. I have the Groupons. Oh man, I can't even tell you how many small things like that I save money on. I am probably one of the cheapest people. I don't want to say cheap. I'm not cheap. I actually spend a lot of money on experiences, but when it comes to smaller ticket items, I'm not gonna. life at the end of the day to me is going to be when you're at your deathbed and you're going to be, last whatever days, months, whatever on earth. Are you going to remember the time you got Starbucks and whatever? No. But are you going to remember a little bit about the time that you went on this extremely expensive like vacation and you got to experience it with people you love, family, friends, and everybody got to ball out and nobody had to worry about money? You see, that's where you spend the money. Because to me, that's an experience. It's not about the money. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's the experience. And that's why, that's what I end up like thinking like, but I'm digressing here. So, guys, this whole thing I'm trying to just explain to you is when you're down and your portfolio is going down and you don't know what you're doing, don't panic. I know it's easy for me to say, because I know what the feelings were like though. Just know I'm talking from experience here. I've been there, and yeah, you feel like shit. You really doubt your abilities. It's a learning lesson, all right? It's a learning lesson, and that's why you need to understand risk to reward. You have to really understand. That was my biggest thing, because when I first started, guys, investing when I was like 19 or 20 years old, like Tesla was my first investment, but there were other plays that were hyped up at that same time too. I forgot the names of them, but like whatever the SOS, SNDLs, Zomedicas are of right now, and like the whatever penny hot plays. I fell in for those things too. And, I put in a couple $1,000s into those plays. I lost all the money, and that's where I learned trailing stop loss. Protect your risks, and you got to protect your assets like that and minimize your risk. And then slowly I began to tweak it so that instead of my dips going all the way down here, maybe let's say they dip, they might just go like, let's say right here, and then I could bounce back up higher. And then and maybe what I also ended up learning is, instead of me needing to reach all the way to these sort of points, I was better off just going from here to here to here to here. You see, slower, but I don't get as high of a gain, but I don't get as low of a loss. I don't get as high of a gain, but not as low as a loss. And you rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And slowly, once you start perfecting this thing, guys, you can learn and adapt. So that's why I'm saying for any of my community members here who have been down and your portfolio is even less than when you initially started, understand. Just take a look back and see, where did I mess up and what could I do next step to not do this in the future. If you do this, guys, I can almost, this is not financial advice, none of that, but I can almost guarantee you guys that you will succeed. All right, it's hard work, it's determination, and that's really the thing that's going to differentiate you from most other investors. All right, so all right, guys, all that said, you know what I say: stay happy, stay healthy, let's get wealthy. All right.